You're listening to the Midwest Most Dangerous Podcast, Lockpod, Season 18, Episode 20, coming to you live from the Nika IBW Powering Indiana Lake County Studios.
20.
Yes, sir.
We're into the 20s. I could feel summer vacation
22.
coming.
We got 23 episodes in us this season, guys, so soak them in.
I need.
Do we have them in us? Do we really have more in us left? 4 episodes?
Yeah,
we can do it?
4.
We can make it.
We're going strong. The
John?
last 2 weeks.
Though that last week's going to be rough.
Mm-hmm.
Next
Always
week,
is.
Yeah.
With Fest going on.
Oh man.
I love this break for Lockpod coming up because I'm not complaining. We don't get paid for doing this, but we get a month and a half off to
nice.
Gather some material, hang out with our family, go on vacation. And by the way, summertime shows so there's a lot more competition for us versus the winter shows. We get a lot bigger audience than we do in the dead.
Yeah,
of the
people
summer.
are busy.
Yeah, man. So
doing
we're
stuff.
busy too, and so we're gonna go off on vacation after season 18 ends, which is next Friday. So 4 more episodes of this season, and then when we come back, it'll be Labor Day, right after Labor Day, as usual for season 19.
Season 9. We're almost into the 20s for the seasons.
We've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
What is wrong with us?
What is
I know.
wrong?
We got a following, dude. Now we'd be letting people down if we didn't.
We'd be letting people down, and who wants to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
agree.
got a good show today.
I'm used to letting people down.
Well, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, you let a
because,
lot of people down recently.
Yeah, apparently.
we've got some really good stuff coming up in the show. Tom's going to talk about his crazy 4th of July weekend, which did not give him much rest. And then we're going to talk to Corinne Strait, of course, on Tuesdays because it's Straight Talk with Corinne. And then we've got some national news about coming out of Maine, as well as we're going to talk about this red card controversy and update you on the World Cup.
Hey, that was a good summary of the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. We do have Fan Appreciation Night coming up also, right?
Yeah, we're going to announce that in the beginning of the 3rd segment, but we can talk about it now if you want.
I just wanted to point it out.
Yes.
If you want to come see us, we're going to have the entire crew at Byway Brewery.
Byway Brewing
Whoa.
on Tuesday, August 25th, Fan Appreciation Night. Lockpotter. If you're a Lockpotter, please come out, hang out with us. All our sponsors are going to be there as well, hopefully. Steve's organizing it. We're going to have Byway beer, food, and by the way, if you haven't had Byway food before, it's worth just coming to try it out.
We should get a band or something too.
We're working on that.
Oh, good.
So thank you to Byway.
Jelly roll.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll going to be doing a set.
That's all.
There
Don't
you go.
announce that yet, John.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be fun.
We're
so
like,
please
look how
calendar
popular
it.
our podcast is.
Yeah.
People
John
are
will
just
put
like-
it in chat. Tuesday, August 25th at 5:30 at Byway.
We're going to mention it multiple times.
Absolutely.
Because we want you there. It's nice to run into you in real life. You
And
know what I'm saying?
it's during our break, so we won't be able to remind you the week of. But we're
Mark
gonna
it on
definitely
your calendar
mark, that's
now.
right. Put it
We're
on.
going to give you multiple attempts to do so.
Free for all our fans.
Yeah.
Free, please come hang out with us.
We need.
So this
yeah,
is
we
like
want
our
friends.
baseball outing, right?
Yes.
Yes,
We're just,
exactly.
Because the
switching
Oilmen
it up.
got discontinued.
They don't exist anymore.
Wait, are you
Like,
serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
This
John.
is breaking
Can't go
news to me.
Can't go. Yeah. That's part of the reason they're not around anymore.
John's like, wait a minute. I thought they were having a great season.
Yeah.
What the
No season, no more.
No season at the Oilman Stadium.
So we don't have the Oilman option. So we're going Byway. Byway is going to be here for a decade.
which is a great option, by the way. So
totally.
we'll be there
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the
Tuesday, August 25th.
All right. So, yeah, one of the funny things about being mayor is, your job is always there. And especially when there's things going on in your community. All right. Like bad storms. July 3rd, over the 4th of July weekend, Hammond was hit hard by a series of severe thunderstorms that caused widespread flooding, downed trees, power outages, and significant damage across the city. I went to the PAV 3rd of July.
Yeah, we were there.
fireworks.
We were there with you.
Kevin and I went there, and we literally got our stuff set up. Marissa started busting out the cheese, and she packed a whole picnic basket full of stuff.
It's awesome.
And before we got a single cheese ball in our mouth, I was looking at the sky like, that does not look good. And
And Patrick was kind of our weatherman,
dude,
like he always
he's like
is.
Johnny Weatherman always now. And he's like, Dad, it's going to be a bad storm.
He
I'm
kept
like,
telling me, he said, Kevin, you've only got about 10 minutes.
yes,
And
he's a buzzkill. I'm like, shut the hell up. We just got here, right?
Buzz Killigan. That's funny. No, I actually appreciated his weather acumen.
It's annoying, especially when it turns out accurately.
And then you were like, all right, I got to get up there and announce something. So,
I wasn't. I was going up to announce because every time I admit the PAV, I always announce the upcoming shows because I want people to keep showing up to our
Absolutely.
shows. I wasn't running up there to announce something.
No, but you went
I
a
think
little
that was
early.
the
You went a
image.
little early.
I know, because it was like, okay, we were speeding everything up.
Yes.
We wanted the fireworks to go on sooner because it got dark at like 8:37.
Mm-hmm.
And usually we wait till like 9:15 to shoot off the fireworks when it's truly dark, right?
Get everybody in the crowd. People are still parking.
But we were like, if we wait till 9:15, we're going to be sitting here in the middle of a thunderstorm,
Without a
right?
doubt.
So if we were supposed to go off, first off, we were supposed to go off at 9:30, and then we changed it to 9. And then when we were there, we're like, dude, this storm is going to hit us like at 9:10, 9:15. So let's shoot them off at 9. So I was sitting there at like 8:45, and Pat's like, nope, you don't even have that long. And I'm like, shut up, Pat. Like, so I'm like, I got to get up there and do my speech.
Yeah.
But I think the image I left the group with was I was worried about the weather.
Yes.
Because I wasn't. I was worried about getting my thing out. I wanted to get the speech out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go up there, I get the speech out, and while I'm up there, I'm like, hey guys, we're watching the weather. You know, I'm. You know, if you have trouble like getting out of here quickly, you might want to consider leaving.
Which was a really nice thing to say, because there's a lot of older folks there that
Yeah,
need to walk to
some
their
people
cars.
it takes them a couple.
Yes.
And I'm like, if that's you, you should probably leave now because you're not going to want to wait another 15 minutes and then try to get out of here quickly.
I took your advice, even though it doesn't take me long. But
did you? You
yeah.
left right
well,
then, too.
I was just like, I was telling Jana, I said, let's just go and we can watch them from towards the parking lot, so we're closer to the car.
By the way, wasn't it? They were shooting off fireworks and there was huge bolts of lightning in the
It
background.
was crazy. It was a weird scene.
Yeah. Some really cool pictures of that fire. I mean, the fireworks. So we got the fireworks display off.
Which was great.
Okay. And it started raining like as soon as we started shooting them off. It was annoying rain.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marissa and Pat, as soon as I got done with the speech, we're waiting backstage. We loaded up the car and we sort of watched it, but it was raining. Okay. It wasn't. And then the lightning bolts started coming and I was just like, gosh, I hope nobody gets hurt.
Yep.
You know, because I'm like, you know,
Yeah,
we had a
mayor,
crowd.
right.
We have like 200-300 people there.
Oh, I would say it was closer to
Okay.
600-700, right?
Okay.
Yeah, 800.
Wow.
And
There's
I'm
a lot
like,
of people.
and I'm like, oh, thankfully everybody got away.
And I noticed on my way out, a lot of like probably 30% of the crowd was starting to go back and watch it at their cars. So
Yeah,
like,
I think
they're
that was the
kinda-
move. We're
Yep.
all there.
Smart.
We want to watch the display, but we don't want to get soaked and
Yeah.
possibly struck by lightning, right?
And Bill Porter, you know, nice to see him. His finale.
His last one was ended
Mid
with the bang.
90s probably, is he, you think?
What?
I think it was earlier than that. I want to say 80s.
No, I'm saying age now.
Oh, no, yeah, he's
Yeah.
90 something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, by 9:30, it's full-blown thunderstorm.
Crazy.
So if we would have waited for the original time, we would have never gotten it in. We did get it in. And so between 9:30 and midnight, multiple rounds of storms start dumping between 3 and 5 inches of rain in a very short period of time, prompting the National Weather Service to issue a flash flood warning for northern Hammond. 3 to 5 inches in a short period of time, nightmare scenario.
Yep.
This is flooding type of storms. Like if we get 3 to 5 inches all day long, that's a lot of water. We could accommodate it. If you give us 3 to 5 inches in a short period of time, you know, there's the show title. Yeah. But if we get 3 to 5 inches of rain in a short period of time, that's flooding weather. And consider also we take water from multiple communities.
And when you mean flooding water, Tom, you're saying not like the system.
It hits us so
gets
hard.
overwhelmed.
It gets overwhelmed. Yeah, if we could process that kind of water over a smooth storm, but when it just dumps on you,
and that goes for most cities and towns around.
Hammond's 25 square
the
miles.
Midwest.
We get all of our water, obviously, and then we take water from Munster, our partner in the sanitary district. We take water from Highland. We take water from Griffith. We take water from Whiting, and our plant can handle that. But when all of us get hit all at once with 3 to 5 inches of rain, our plant's going to struggle. Okay, so now the hardest hit area in the city of Hammond appears to be West Hammond, which is over by City Hall at Harrison Park. It's got annihilated.
Yeah, beautiful.
I've never
Harrison
seen
Park.
Harrison
20
Park.
to 30 trees down.
Dude, 100-year-old trees,
Yeah.
like flat on the
It was
ground.
really sad.
Yeah. High winds brought down trees, and then the trees bring down the power line, fences, trees on top of cars. But when the trees come down, they take the power lines down, and when the power line's down, everybody loses power. Okay, and the scary thing about these storms is if we lose home power, which and widespread, I think there's 20,000 customers in Hammond lost power. When you lose power in a storm like that, your sump pumps lose power. So you don't have the ability to get water out of your sumps. And if the sumps fill up quickly, which they will in a 3 to 5 inch storm, they're going to fill up quickly. All of a sudden, you're going to get water in your basement.
Yep.
There's nothing we can do about it.
You get that alarm that goes off when your sump pump doesn't have power, and you're like, "Oh, I set the alarm, but there's nothing you can do about it." I mean, unless you have a battery backup or some sort of.
I do.
Yeah,
I got one of those. I got the battery backup, and in a case like
generator.
that, I could pull the I could bring the battery backup downstairs, and I could plug the sump pumps into the battery backup and save it. So like, there's things you could do to protect your house,
but not everybody.
Everybody's got that option,
right?
Not everybody does it, and there's some people that literally would love to have a battery backup, but they can't afford it.
Sure,
that's the way it is, right? Yep. Okay, now, so we have 20,000 customers losing power, 3 to 5 inches of rain coming down. Okay, all right, we have multiple communities getting hit all at the same time. All their water is going to the Hammond Sanitary District, and contracts that have been in existence for decades, by the way. So now, the Hammond Sanitary District itself also suffers major impacts. Power outages and electrical surges damage critical equipment at the wastewater treatment plant, including our redundant power feeds. We have 2 different options to get power from. We get our normal set power, it was out. We flip it to our East Chicago power source, out.
I understand it's like 35 kilowatts. That doesn't mean anything to me, but
35,000.
35,000. That's what that means. So
right.
Okay, a lot of power.
Yeah.
That we need for the sanitary district.
Yeah, this power is like big motors, things like that, because you can't do it off 120 volts, right? Because there would be too much current that it draws, right? So the bigger the wattage, the bigger and stronger it is. And then you could turn to bigger equipment, right? So you'll see like 128,000 volts going into steel mills and stuff like that. Okay,
so that would be something that would need to turn these big motors and engines and everything we need at the sanitary district,
right?
Okay.
And then we have backup power supplies. So both of our AC was out. Wow. So we go to our diesel, and our diesel can't start. Why? Because they were flooding in the plant by this time. Meaning literally the pumps and the motors were underwater, shorted out.
Gosh.
I saw some photos. I was like, holy cow.
So you went to it actually go into the 3rd backup, and that was flooded.
Correct.
Yep.
Think about that.
It reminds me, and I study nuclear power. You guys know that. I was a nuclear engineer in the Navy, and I studied, when we were in that, we studied the meltdowns. And this one happened after I was out of the Navy, but Fukushima. It's still
I
interesting.
remember that. Was that the one with the tsunami?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad earthquake, and I forgot what part of Japan. Well, it was Fukushima. Okay. A bad earthquake. It was like, when I say bad, it was like 7.9 or something ridiculously high. Okay. And then over there in that part of the Pacific, whenever you have an earthquake of that magnitude, you're going to get tsunamis. And then the tsunami created a wave that was like over 100 feet tall.
Scary.
That wave annihilated the nuclear power plant and took out their generators. Okay. So in this case, we lost our generator, we lost our AC, both sources, and now the plant itself is underwater. Okay. We have no power. The phone lines are out. So we have 20,000 neighbors without power, and we lose power at our plant. We lose both sources of AC and our backup because we're flooded.
All the way to the like the 3rd backup.
So the treatment plant received more than 3 inches of rain in just 90 minutes and processed 92 million gallons of water, which is way over our capacity. So we had to use the combined sewer overflow basin. At the height of the storm, NIPSCO, under those extraordinary conditions, some basement backups were unfortunately unavoidable. So basically, I'm telling you that we had this horrible storm. And obviously, people suffered damage to their houses. Okay, and obviously, being mayor,
it's tough.
People turn their anger towards you.
Sure.
Why
didn't you turn the pumps on?
Like we did something wrong.
Right.
Every storm you hear that.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you turn the pumps on?
Yeah,
right.
We hear that a lot.
Oh, I forgot.
Why didn't you open the gates?
That magic button.
It's all automatic. Everything.
The briefcase that Tom has at home.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like, oh my gosh, where's the briefcase?
Let me push the buttons.
No, it
for the
stinks,
pumps.
man. So everybody's coming at us hard, pissed.
Well, I saw that the Thornton Quarry, which is, as you know, is the overflow basin basically for Chicago.
Did you see that?
It's never been as full as it was from the weekend storm. It's 7 billion gallons, 90% full. It's never been that full.
So that's Friday, Saturday, the 4th of July. I'm getting just hammered from angry residents. I'm like, we're trying to get power restored.
Storm recovery.
Right? Yeah, storm recovery, trees down, park annihilated, Harrison Park annihilated. Yeah, that's the Thornton Quarry. Wow. It's filled to the top.
400 feet deep, by the way. 400 feet down. It's full.
Like, you guys listening, if you're not aware of what we're talking about, it's that thing you drive over on the expressway.
On 8094 towards 294.
They use it to they're pulling minerals out of there.
Right.
So I don't know what they're doing.
No, they make bricks.
They make bricks, yeah.
Limestone, yeah.
That is flooded. Inconceivable. I look at this picture and I'm like, what?
Yeah, the Deepwater Project goes there, and it's filled to the top. God. You could jump off the bridge, basically, and go into the water.
That's like water from all of Chicago that goes there as a reservoir. Right. And it's full.
Right.
7 billion gallons.
So it was a bad storm.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, when people flood, I'm convinced that part of my job is just to get yelled at. And I think it's literally part of my job. They should put it in the job description, because when people get hammered like that, They want somebody to be responsible.
Yeah, they look for
Even though it's hard to say it's Mother Nature. The storms are getting worse. For us to fix the problem in Hammond would be probably $50 billion to change every storm sewer in the entire city of Hammond. That's 300 miles of roads. And then to change the plant itself would be hundreds of millions of dollars. It's like beyond our capacity to change the system that's been in place since the 1940s, right? So it's hard to explain. Improved. By the way, it's been totally improved. Yeah. Just the fact that we have a combined sewer overflow is an improvement. That water, that 90 million gallons that we put in there, would have been in our streets and our basements if we didn't put it there. So, like, we have made improvements, but when you get a storm like that and you get 5 inches in a couple hours,
you can't do it. And think about the fact that the city used to be 100% combined, and now it's not, right? You have separated sewers throughout the city.
So then, obviously, we're dealing with this, and I'm getting hammered. People are calling me every name in the book. It's my fault. So it's the mayor's fault that I flooded because you guys failed somehow. But they don't want to hear, global warming. They don't want to hear the storms are changing. They don't want to hear that. They just wanted to yell, and that's fine. Okay, so I'll take my yelling.
Accept that.
Okay, that's part of my job. Okay, when shit like this happens, they want to say, fuck you, mayor. You screwed up. You and your staff suck. And it's like, you can't explain it to them, so you just take it. Okay? So then on Sunday, I'm like finally sort of through the storm. Okay, I've gotten beat up Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday, I get a phone call from my chief of staff. It's like, "Hey, Mayor, we got a problem." And I'm like, "What's the problem?" I think it's flooding related. He's like, "Nope, the Festival of Lakes Counts posted a thank you to BP, for sponsoring Hammond's Festival of the Lakes, and it didn't go very well." And I'm like, "What the fuck? We got sponsored by BP?" For those of you that aren't aware, British Petroleum, a London-based firm, a refinery, owns the Whiting Refinery.
Third largest in the country.
And the Whiting Refinery is in our backyard. Hundreds of Hammond residents work there, and they've been locked out since mid-February by BP over a contract dispute. So they've gone payless since February without a paycheck, and they're out in front, and I'm out. I'm the guy that honks. I'm the guy that stops and gives them donuts. I'm the guy that, we passed a resolution in Hammond supporting the people that are locked out. I don't want to call them strikers because they're not striking. So we've done everything politically to show that we're with the strikers. Excuse me, I'm going to stop. We're with the locked out employees, okay? And then one of my employees was just doing her job normally, just putting out thank yous to people that sponsor the fest, and innocently, without thinking much about it, just put out the thank you to BP. I didn't realize we took the money, but we did, apparently. And I was like, Scott, when I heard about it on Sunday, I'm like, dude, you got to refund that immediately. Take that post down and let me get to work. So I just start getting to work on, because by the time I jump into it, it's already viral on Facebook that Hammond's selling out Local 7-1.
Yeah, boycott the festival.
Boycott the Festival of the Lakes. BP and Hammond are partners. It's already trending. And I'm being called scab supporter. I'm being called every name in the book by the locked out employees that assume that I'm with them. And they're like, how could you take BP's money?
This guy just gave me donuts.
Yes.
Right. Now he's
out here on the lines with us, and he's taking BP money. I'm the worst of the worst, basically, according to all these employees that are locked out. And then I say, I had no idea that my staff accepted his money. They shouldn't have. It's my fault that it happened, but it wasn't part of it. And they're like, fuck you, you liar. You knew. And then you just got scared and backtracked. And it's just and by the way, I have this employee that's been with me a year that just innocently put this text out. This post out, because that's her job, is thanking the people. And it wasn't my decision to accept the money. It was accepted by my team, but and I'm the boss, so it's my fault that it happened. But so between the rainstorm and it's my fault that it rained 5 inches, and then it's I have 1,000 employees. One of my employees made a mistake, and then it's fuck you, Mayor Tom, you sellout scab supporter. It was a hell of a weekend.
It was. And a couple things I want to talk about. One, I think just to re-emphasize to people out there, the one thing about the mayor that I've noticed over 20-some years being with him is that he likes to empower his staff to do their jobs. And he when he says,
I am not a micromanager.
When he says, I didn't know about that, it's true. I think that's part of it.
It doesn't matter, though.
I know it doesn't, but I want people to know that, there's a lot of, if you don't run a company of 1,000 employees, or you don't run a city of 1,000 employees and 80,000 residents, you probably don't know this. But you don't know what's going on every little nook and cranny.
If I insisted on posting everything myself or supervising every post, Every time you post something from the Festival Lake account, I have to approve it personally. Nothing would ever happen in this city. We would be gummed up with just bureaucracy, and I've cut away all that, and I empower the people that work for me, and they usually don't mess up.
And sometimes they do.
And they messed up this time, and then it's like I jump in, and I'm like, okay, let me fix this, and they're like, fuck you, liar. But you knew about this the whole time. And it's just
But I thought your post, by the way, the post that you posted,
was accurate, 100% accurate.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people appreciated it, including the union. I mean, there were some haters.
Whatever.
There were some haters, but I think a lot of people appreciated your leadership on that, Tom, by coming out and saying, look, this was a mistake. I take responsibility for it, and we're fixing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And honestly,
I think so.
Even the posts that I saw on my feed of people saying boycott the fest, there were comments overwhelmingly positive when you released this statement.
They were like, are you paying attention?
People saying this issue is over with.
Yep.
Tom came out.
He fixed it.
I got on it as soon as I heard about it.
It's all fine.
I heard about it. So like that morning it was posted, and within an hour or two it was taken down, and I issued an apology and explained what happened, and still there's some people, fuck you, scab supporter. It's just like,
but I think
it's my fault that it rained this weekend. It's my fault that one of my employees made a mistake. It's just like, that's the thing about being mayor.
Happy holiday weekend.
That's
There's
the thing
a couple
about being
days
mayor.
off.
Yeah, that's the thing about being mayor. You know.
Yeah.
But it was a good parade, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, it was
parade.
great. I had a great time.
Parade.
I love Whiting Parade, and Mayor Steve did a great job. It was a beautiful parade. So, and I know we're gonna have Corinne waiting. We've been a little longer than normal, so let's go ahead and do some ads. We come back. We're gonna have some straight talk with Corinne. So let's get Powering Indiana Lake County first. Our premier and studio sponsor. Powering Indiana Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. At Powering Indiana Lake County, we set the standard for excellence in electrical work. As IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors, we ensure safety, reliability, and quality for Northwest Indiana corporations, businesses, and homes. But our mission goes beyond the job site. We're creating a brighter future for the region we proudly serve. Powering Indiana Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community. Find the right electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
The branding room floor. Don't let your business, get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. The branding room floor is Northwest Indiana's best full-time, full-service marketing agency providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market. From website development, digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the branding room floor will set your business or organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? If so, give Cantrell and Cantrell a call to schedule your consultation with somebody who's in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4529. Or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
The Bug Guys Pest Control. Hammond, where the wind off Lake Michigan hits harder than a Bears goal line stand in December, and traffic on the Borman feels like a full-blown blitz. The Bug Guys are your hometown pest defense. Knocking down ants like they're clocking in for a long shift at the fire station, kicking roaches off your kitchen counter like they tried cutting through Calumet Avenue at 5 p.m., and sending spiders out of your basement faster than a plow truck on a first big snowfall, because around here if it crawls, buzzes, or bites, it's playing on the wrong field, and the Bug Guys bring that monster Midway energy straight to your home. Bear down, bugs out, the Bug Guys Pest Control, 219-810-7481.
Calumet Brewing, this Bud's for you. For 150 years, Budweiser has been farmed, brewed, bottled, and enjoyed across America. Thanks to hardworking Americans and the highest quality American farmed ingredients, we're not just made in America, we're made of America. Budweiser is also the official beer of the Chicago Cubs and will be celebrating alongside their 150th anniversary this season. Go Cubs, go. Enjoy beers and cheers to 150 years responsibly. Thank you to our sponsors.
Including our studio sponsor, Powering Indiana Lake County.
Hey, Corinne, how's it going?
Good morning. It's
Looking
good to
good.
see y'all.
Thanks.
Hello.
Good to see you, too. A lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, huh?
Just a few things.
Yeah.
It's just another Tuesday, right?
You jumped all over. I had a feeling you were going to talk a little bit about Graham Plattner.
Oh gosh. I saw that
Isn't that crazy?
yesterday.
Happened yesterday.
And I mean, let's be honest, it's probably not surprising given what we already knew.
It's giving me John Fetterman vibes. You know, when I was running in 2022, every extra penny in the Democratic Party went to get John Fetterman elected, and I just snicker my ass off now when I see him acting like the Democrats in Pennsylvania hate him. I think the national Democrats hate him. It's like, maybe you guys should have shared some of that money in 2022. Huh?
Around the Midwest.
I'm interested because the first time that an allegation came up, he did speak, I thought, honestly and in a compelling way, about the effects of PTSD, about his deteriorating mental health after serving in the military, and how he did turn to alcohol and he did not know how to manage his anger. And I think that can be helpful in some aspects because we know we have a major issue with veterans taking their own lives and engaging in a lot of self-harm behavior because of what they've experienced. And not just military veterans, but law enforcement officials, major problems because they don't have, whether it's don't have a space to talk about it, or it's not acceptable or encouraged to talk about it. That hurts our families and our communities. So there was a piece of me that was like, okay, could this start another conversation about self-medication and self-harm? Not at the expense of what happened or allegedly happened to the woman, but is this a way that maybe men could talk about this?
Right.
And then with the most recent allegation, it's like, all right, dude, you got to go. I mean, it's incredibly disappointing, especially given how well I thought he was doing, and a lot of people thought he was doing, with a more populist message in a state like Maine. My anger turns towards him of knowing that these skeletons were in the closet, knowing that he was under a microscope and not doing anything sooner, not letting somebody else emerge.
Right.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I was out at the first round of controversy.
Really?
I was like, that. Well, I'm not donating. I'm out. I'm out.
The swastika tattoo.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong.
I don't think anybody with a swastika tattoo should run for office,
well,
Republican or Democrat.
It's a problem.
Well, and the tattoo thing, I forgave him on that too, because Pete Hegseth is covered in symbols of white Christian nationalism, and he very proudly is shirtless working out with Army recruits. I mean, and that's kind of what I think is a key difference here. I mean, Plattner, according to him, got the tattoo when he was younger. He didn't know. As soon as he found out, he got it covered up. But in this Trump world, if you admit to a mistake, that's worse than just gaslighting everyone, apparently.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, somebody like Pete Hegseth can just say, yeah, fuck it. Yep. I love white nationalism. What are you going to do? That's more accepted than someone like Plattner saying, look, I made a mistake and I got it covered up.
Can you imagine if you were running for U.S. Senate and your state party didn't support you and they told you to get out, how devastating that would be for a campaign?
As soon as I saw
happening now.
Yeah. Disappointment, disgust. But I will also say, this is the kind of stand that we are seeing from the Democratic Party that we will never see from the Republican Party under Trump.
That's true.
And sexual abuse, sexual assault, especially abuse of power within legislatures. There was an amazing study that was done a couple of years ago on sexual harassment and assault in state legislatures. It's almost a 50-50 split. It's 49-51 Republicans and Democrats. It has nothing to do with party. It has everything to do with power. I'm sorry, guys. I love you so much, but like 97% of it is committed by men.
So that means 3% by women.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
That's right.
There you go.
You bitches. Let's
focus on the
3%. It wasn't 100, okay? I mean, that's our victory here today.
Give us some credit.
So it's interesting that
it used to be 100, Corinne.
That was before women got elected.
That's right. Yeah, we got a lot of catching up to do. So it is interesting to see. It's not a partisan issue. And yet one party, y'all remember Al Franken's picture? Y'all remember how that tanked Al Franken?
Unbelievable. I was like, wow.
I know.
I'm sorry. That's how
I mean, having a guy like Al Franken around over the last decade
would have been so
nice.
helpful.
It would have been very helpful. But, a joking picture that he took knocked him out when documented, credible allegations of Donald Trump raping a 13-year-old that have been hidden and not investigated. Everyone shrugs.
We're going to see what happens.
Nothing.
Interesting.
Nothing.
this whole Graham Plantner thing, I don't know. Are we going to get into it later? Or are we just going to do it all now?
I don't know. We don't have to cover it later.
I had some comments on it. Like to me, I still, as I sit here and watch this unfold, I mean, I know that you were saying, Corinne, that like, oh, well, you know, this is something the Democratic Party is doing the Republicans never would. But I've got some significant criticism of the Democratic Party and the DNC for kind of hopping behind this guy after the first wave of controversy. Like, there were some like talking heads on like CNN, MSNBC, or whatever it's called now, MS Now, and like even on other and I was like, what are you doing? Why don't you just admit we've got a bad candidate and say like, get out? And don't support him but they're so focused on, we have to beat Susan Collins and this is who the primary voters elected. Let's just get behind him. They should, because guess what? If they would have not gotten behind him right after the primary and got hard and said, you got to get out, this wouldn't have happened. This whole thing now that we had to deal with within a week of when he's got to withdraw.
Not just that. Yeah, like who you put somebody else up and they haven't even gone through the primary.
That's right.
They're toast.
Right.
Yeah.
We're right. Yeah, we're right back in the 2024 presidential race where Harris was announced in July.
That's right.
And that was her weakness, was she didn't go through the primary.
And this was one of the
primary. She didn't have enough time.
This is one of the seats that was actually looking to get picked up, and now here we are again behind the eight ball. Waiting. You got Graham Plantner as our guy. It's just come on.
Right. And and I totally hear what you're saying, Kev, because I mean, even here in Indiana, we've seen very similar behavior from the Democrats. I mean, we can look at the whole scandal with Mayor Joe Hogsett down in Indianapolis. Again, well documented, years and years and years of documented abuse and cover-ups and prioritizing an abuser above the victim. And the Democratic Party here just kept saying, well, he's a city official.
But in Graham Plantner's case, this is about the candidate. This is the person.
Guy.
And so that is where I think there's a difference, and that's why it's important to be like, why did you get behind this guy originally? Yes. And by the way, compassionate, absolutely compassionate for PTSD and for our veterans that are suffering and all that stuff. But there was too much there. It was like so many red flags, and you still got behind him. That's what pisses me off. Because now we're here we are in July.
Here we are in July, and you're so right, because again, he should have known this was coming.
Yes.
He knew this was coming.
You're running for U.S. Senate. They're not going to do some. And by the way, and you have a good chance to win. You think they're not going to dig?
Think that ex-girlfriend's not going to? They're not going to go and find out who your ex-girlfriends were. And hey, anything on? You got any? Oh well, I did have non-consensual sex with him. Oh really? Let's hear about that.
Yeah, let's hear about that, and let's make sure that we call it rape. Okay.
Right.
Can we just say the word, because there is no such thing as non-consensual sex.
Right.
I think it's better for you to say it than me, but thank you. I didn't feel comfortable.
No, Kevin, we all gotta say it.
We gotta say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just rape. It is. It's something we can't. When we steer away from it, it's because we're trying to make ourselves feel better because it's so horrible.
Yeah, I agree with you. I hate that word.
Right.
That word.
We have to say the word.
It's one of those words that I don't
hard
like
for me to
saying.
say. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Okay.
And it's one
I'll work on it.
I say a lot of words. I don't throw that one around though.
No.
Yeah, it's I was listening to a news report, and I actually sent them an email. I think it was on CNN. I sent their editorial team an email. They characterized a lawmaker, this was a few months ago, characterized a lawmaker as engaging in non-consensual sexual acts with children. And I was like,
there you go.
Yeah, you can say it there. Yeah,
we are
what?
He's raping kids.
I like it. I like the word in that
now
case.
That I can
agree
say
with
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's even in the last 6 months on social media, I've stopped doing the whole grape thing or the whole SA thing. Fuck that. We're saying rape.
Okay.
Call it what it is. But yeah,
that's why you have hundreds of thousands of followers, because
Will the platforms like stop you from? Or do they censor that or no?
Yeah.
So platforms
they
do
shadow ban your reels
really?
and stuff.
That's why they say SA, and that's why they say grape.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is, I've just made my peace with that. If a few thousand fewer people are going to see it because I said the word rape, then fine.
Gotcha.
Then fine. And I've noticed I'm not the only one. I've seen other people do it as well. Like, we got to call this what it is.
Yeah.
A lot of the broadcast news channels, they get pushback from advertisers. It's like, you can't be on MS Now, or like you said, MS Now. or CNN or whatever talk about somebody raping somebody and then go into an allergy medicine. Like
Right.
we
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is the difference between like Corinne and us, right? Like we have to still use grape because we can't afford losing 1,000.
I don't even say grape.
We
Even grape
Corinne's got
scares me.
hundreds of thousands. She's like, what's a couple of thousand people
Yeah,
less?
right.
We're
All
like,
right, guys.
we got to survive
It's
here.
all right. It's all right.
So how's the other word that I put in our notes, which is
I
murder?
know.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
noticed that.
I knocked you off your
Rape,
your game.
murder
I know.
today. This is
It's
Corinne's
mayhem.
segment.
Mayhem is the theme today.
Holy.
Well, maybe I will do like I'll do a little part 1 here
Okay.
of the murder topic.
Okay.
All right.
And then I'll do a little part and then I'll do a part 2 next week.
Sounds
I love
good.
it.
All right.
Because I think the Graham Plattner thing was really important
Yeah.
to talk about.
I agree with you. I'm glad you did it.
Glad we
with
did
us.
it. Yes,
We
it was
were gonna
better with
talk
you.
about
It
I'd
was
rather
better
do-
with you.
Yeah.
It was. I love talking about it with you guys too, and another lens because come on, Susan Collins.
I know. Get used
Yeah,
to
we're
her.
gonna
I feel
blow
like
it.
my cat
Get used
could
to
beat
her. Get used to
Yeah.
her. Yep.
So part
So-
1.
Murderland. What a fun transition.
Yeah.
Murderland is a book that came out last year by an author named Catherine Fraser. And I don't know about y'all, but have you ever wondered why it seems that there used to be so many more serial killers? Like we hear of the Bundys and the Gacy's and all of these people, the Richard Ramirez, the 50s, 60s, and 70s in the United States were stacked with
Yeah.
serial killers. There are a variety of factors that people have been studying over the last couple of decades that show why that number is so much lower. For one, we as a society and law enforcement, we've gotten way better at investigating it and
True.
way better at stopping it.
DNA.
before-
Yeah, I was going to say DNA and
DNA.
cameras.
One thing I've learned in my time as mayor is a lot of the crimes are committed by the same people. So if you put one person in jail, a lot of those crimes go away. It looks
They
like
stop.
it's disproportionate. Right.
Yep. And for the most part, hopefully, we've stopped considering victims like sex workers less dead, as
True.
we used to decades ago, where somebody could murder 20 sex workers and nobody gave a
Nobody
shit.
noticed. Right.
So there are all of those factors, but there's also another factor that researchers have been looking at, and that is the lead poisoning effect. And a lot of people
Whoa.
have pointed to lead versus unleaded gasoline because in every place around the world where leaded gas has been banned, crime drops, violent
crazy.
crime drops
That is insane.
What?
everywhere. Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy. I used to have a leaded gas in my car.
I remember doing leaded gas.
Yeah, I had a '66 Mustang, and it was leaded.
Leaded.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. That's interesting.
You could have been a serial killer.
Whoa.
So like the Ted Bundys
How do
and
you
the
know I
John
wasn't?
Wayne Gacy's of the world, leaded gas maybe.
Leaded.
Wow.
So it's one factor of many, and it's not just the gasoline. It is much more than that, and something that us who grew up in the region outside of Chicago also need to be really aware of, because it's not just the gasoline, it's also other environmental
Like lead paint.
aspects. Lead paint and lead smelting facilities.
Oh,
One that
wow.
we had.
We have all that.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
we have the triumvirate,
Holy
the
crap.
Trinity, the holy Trinity of serial killers.
That explains everything.
And all of those factors coming together, something that we need to keep an eye on as we move forward, especially in a current administration, federal administration, that is just hell-bent on deregulation when it comes to environmental protections. So I'm going to get more into that
All right.
next week.
And
in
just
part
remember,
2.
next week is finale for season 18. So
Yeah,
that
so
will
there
be
can't be a part
yes.
3. Yeah.
So don't make it a part. There can't be a
Don't
part
be a
3.
part 3.
I'll
Cliffhanger.
make it a part 2, and it'll be all about murder.
All right.
Gosh. Sorry
Yes.
to derail you today with the
No,
Graham Plattner.
No,
Yeah.
that's something we needed to talk about.
I agree.
And hopefully people will keep talking about it. And
I have a
whoever
feeling.
did his Oppo research on his team, like I wonder how many like emails or text messages or something are going to come out from
Oh my
people that are
God.
like, hey, I said he needs to go in February or
Yep.
whatever. Like that everybody knew this was coming. So
Yeah.
Can we? So Marissa's in chat, by the way. and she said lead was taken out of fuel in Europe in the 1930s.
Wow.
Why is America
So behind the...
Can't we just have a good life here? Can we
Lobbying.
stop? I saw yesterday Trump approved 3 more cancer-causing
Yeah,
pesticides.
why
Why are
not?
we going in the other direction?
Make America great, baby.
That's right. It's
Yeah,
MAGA.
the evidence, the 1920s and 30s, the evidence was being presented to Congress in the United States. But the lobbying was so powerful, nothing was done about it for decades.
Right.
The same thing with gas and with paint.
And cigarettes.
Paint and cigarettes. I mean, paint was not 1980. Lead paint was finally banned in the United States after decades.
That's crazy.
I
The
just
lobbying
read-
is that powerful.
I just read in this medical journal that the richest people in America live less than the poorest people in Europe. Think of your pensioner in Europe eating sausages out of a can. He lives longer than the rich people here.
Yeah, and smoking and drinking
Yeah, right.
wine.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes.
They walk a lot.
It's our 250th birthday the other day.
America.
You guys are shitting on us.
America
Hey,
250.
if we love it, we want it to be better.
That's it.
I
Thank
just
you.
feel like the older I get, I realize we're just like this petri dish over here. They just try stuff on us, put stuff in our food, just see what happens. you know?
Capitalism,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, capitalism.
and
Make some
and
money.
we get fat
Freedom.
and chronically
Freedom
ill. That's
250.
really what happens. Yeah.
Thanks, Corinne.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks,
See you
Corinne. Have a
next
great
week
day.
for part
See
2.
you next week for more
Take it easy.
I
murder.
love
Yeah,
it.
Thanks. That's Corinne Straight with some straight talk. Always great to talk to Corinne. So let's go ahead and do some ads. When we come back, we've got some World Cup action we're going to talk about. Some Donald Trump jumping in on behalf of Team USA. Other great shenanigans. So stick with us. Let's start off with the Ron J. Prestmer Insurance Agency. For decades, it's been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. The Prestmer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and more. The Prestmer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you. Hablamos Español.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outdoor patio, serving its award-winning craft beer, chef-driven food menu, and craft cocktails on draft. Their brewing equipment and production facility offer a unique backdrop for events like bridal showers, reunions, or corporate parties. With their amazing food truck, they can cater to your corporate and private events off-site, just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Let them show you that customer service is their top priority. Check out more at bywaybrewing.beer.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortilla Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
219 Development and Bauer Construction, a longtime friend of the show and premier studio sponsor. This powerhouse duo represents two outstanding companies deeply invested in building and supporting our hometowns. 219 Development and Bauer Construction. 219 Development is focused on smart, responsible redevelopment across Northwest Indiana, and Bauer Construction is the boots-on-the-ground team that brings those visions to life. These aren't just builders, they're community partners. If you want to build something meaningful in the region or wherever your vision takes you, start with 219 Development and Bauer Construction. Call to reach Jack at 219-268-8484.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Stay in the loop and connected by hitting up their website at mcrpartnersllc.com. For tailored assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511.
Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 40-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltonsburg, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions that leave a lasting impression. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today.
Thanks to our sponsors.
Including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana, Lake County.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to someone in chat.
Okay.
YouTube watcher, Fancy Nance 56 says, not sure how this ended up in my YouTube feed. I live in Arizona, but I enjoy listening to you guys.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Nancy. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Thanks, Nancy.
Appreciate you, Nancy.
That is
awesome.
that is fun.
Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Arizona time. It's early.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sun's just coming up.
I got up at 5:15 this morning, so
Early time.
dude,
Yeah, it was
I
5:20
wake
for
with
me.
the sun, man. I do. When the sun comes up, I'm awake.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
what I-
early this time of year.
Chat has been lively, man.
Yes,
Yeah?
we appreciate
Yeah,
that.
we
I
had a lot
appreciate
of
the fact
viewers
that we
this
got
morning.
people.
Thanks
on
everybody
chat,
for watching
yeah.
and listening. We love you.
Yeah.
And
Subscribe.
it's with because Corinne has time limitations.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like our Tuesday show we're hauling ass, and now we get to finally like breathe for a couple.
Yes. Well, we want to get Corinne off when she needs to get off.
We
by.
have to
Yeah.
get Corinne off by a certain time. We have to get her on by a certain time, and then we had a lot of stuff in the first segment. So
I'm glad
it's
we
like-
did. I'm glad we did the Grand Platinner with her.
I am too.
because she was.
It was the
good,
right to do
Yeah,
it
it
with
was
her.
a really good discussion and conversation.
Yeah,
so
so
that was good.
it's great. Now we could talk about the World Cup.
Oh boy. Well, outside of
Kevin,
yes.
I came to this conclusion last night.
Mm-hmm.
I like soccer,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't love it.
Okay.
Okay, that's a conclusion. I do enjoy it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the physicalness of it.
Yes.
It reminds me of football in a
Yes.
way. And I do like the long games and just
Mm-hmm.
watching how winded you get, and then like you have to make changes because when you pull out in soccer, you're out
Yes.
for the
True.
rest of the game. You
Mhm.
can't sub. So like there's some strategy involved in that. Like it seemed like
Absolutely.
US last night went fresh and they were trying to like recover with fresh bodies.
Yeah, when you're down, you got to get back in the game. So you want to get
So
your
even though-
offensive guys in.
So even though the guys that started the game on the bench are probably not as good as the first stringers, they were fresh.
Sure,
so it's
fresh
interesting when you bring in these fresh legs against these superstar first stringers
Yeah,
that are tired.
And
you
I
know?
think if like that's a great observation, Tom. And I think if anybody out there was watching, probably in my opinion, so far the best game of the tournament was the Mexico England game
watched
on
it.
Sunday night. What you noticed is that after one of the English players got sent off with a red card,
Yeah.
the substitutions
Yes.
by the English team were defenders.
Yes.
So they were taking out their strikers, their offensive guys,
Fresh
and putting in
defenders.
fresh defenders, and they moved. Usually you see
That's
a
smart.
three or a 4-person defensive back line, and England had a 5-person back line because they had to withstand.
it's literally they're like, we're not going to attack
Exactly.
at all.
We're just gonna,
Your
and
job is to get. It's like a penalty kill unit in hockey, right?
it's like park the bus and just defend, and they did a great job doing it. That
and
was
you're
that was
fresh,
the-
so
yeah.
you got like you
Fresh
got
legs.
guys that have been playing the whole game, and they're excellent first stringers, but they're up against second stringers that are completely fresh.
They did sometimes they'll put a meter, like a pedometer, on the players, and it's like 9 miles of running for the game. It's crazy. So yeah, I mean, it's good observation, and you're right. That's part of the strategy.
I do like that. I do like that
Mm-hmm.
part because I'm a guy that I love the 162 game baseball season
Sure.
too. But for that
You
very
can
reason.
appreciate the long.
Yeah, it's like Tour de France.
Mhm.
You know, it's like you have to plan for the whole game, not
just
but-
portion. Yeah, and
But U.S. and I texted you last night.
Yeah.
And I don't know shit about soccer, but I'm like, Belgium was so much better than us. It was night and day.
Yeah, I think you saw what a good, if not a very good, European soccer team's all about, right? Couple observations are that like when U.S. beat Bosnia the other day, it was the first time they'd beat a European soccer team in I think a dozen years. So like in Europe, unlike in the U.S., I heard this observation on XM on the soccer channel. They were like, you got to remember in Europe, your best athletes are focused on soccer
Yeah.
from the day they're born.
Right.
Whereas in the U.S., there's a lot of other sports
Yep.
that draw you away, like
Yep.
baseball, football. You know,
Our best athletes
basketball.
are probably basketball, football.
Sure, and basketball, football, baseball, or
I mean,
basketball,
these
football.
are guys that are like the runners, the like the strong, you know. And so like, it seems to me like there's not many kids that I know your kids focused on soccer.
and more than ever, right? Think about like soccer now versus like soccer in some areas is probably taken over Little League as the primary
For
youth
sure.
sport.
I seen Little League soccer in Hammond.
Right, and so I think over
And
time they'll build it up. But this is 100 years of this, right? There.
right.
So you saw a European.
So
soccer
you think
team
like in
yesterday.
20 years from now, America could probably compete better, but quite frankly, we're a long way away from.
Yeah,
competing.
I think it shows
And by the
you.
way, Belgium, from what I understand, Belgium's gonna lose to Spain in the next round,
Spain will be the favorite.
and Spain is that much better than America.
Yeah.
which means we're not close. I hate
Teams
to
like
break it.
Italy didn't even make the World Cup. That's how hard the European competition is. And Italy's won the World Cup like twice, right? And they didn't even make it this time around. So it's stuff like that.
So
right?
they have every 4 years they have a big tournament in Europe to make the World Cup.
Yeah, there's World Cup qualifiers
Who do we
in
play?
every
Who do we
continent.
play against?
We play teams like,
South America?
Mexico, Haiti.
Right.
No,
Gotcha.
just North America.
Okay.
So like all the teams like Canada, all a lot of the islands and stuff. So that's why U.S. usually makes it because
Right,
they're
we
dominant
make it
within
because
their area.
We're like, screw you, Cuba.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
And there's like an Africa
Cuba's
Cup
got
and-
like 14 people that live there.
And it's the whole thing is in a blackout right now, so they can't even see. They can't even see what they're
Cuba
doing.
wasn't making it this time around.
They didn't even show up to the game.
Where's the goal?
That's right. And then certain teams from certain areas make it, and that's how you get the World Cup. So, but anyway, the thing that was, and you know, by the way, great job by the U.S. men's national team. Got through the knockout round, got a game in, and made it to the final 16. So congrats to them. I thought they did a great job. Every World Cup, the U.S. I think just gets more and more competitive, and I think they will continue that way.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
we'll be there eventually.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just gonna.
We'll be in
they're
our
getting
80s.
better and better.
When we're in our 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Their best finish was actually in the first World Cup in 1930. They got fourth, but there was probably like 12
Right,
teams or something.
right.
So
4 out of 6.
yeah, 4, right.
Kevin, talk to us about this red card controversy in a USA game.
Yeah, so most people probably know by now what a red card is. When you get there's 2 like significant fouls. There's or 3 fouls in soccer. You can just have a regular foul, which you just get a free kick. You can have a kind of a significant foul where somebody gets a yellow card, and if you get 2 yellow cards, it equals a red card, and then and you get a free kick out of that too. And then a red card, like a straight red card, not 2 yellow cards to make a red card, but a straight red card is a very serious foul. Usually you have your studs or your spikes on your cleats up, or you've significantly injured somebody, pushed somebody, punched someone, run into the referee on purpose, that kind of stuff can just get you a red card. And then you're out for the game, and your team does not get to replace you, so you play with 10 men, which is a significant problem for your team, and you're also suspended from the next game. Those are the rules of soccer.
That's
period.
Intense.
Even in like MLS.
Yes,
same
yes, same
across the
throughout
board.
European soccer.
Do they ever
yes.
like intervene? I mean, do you ever see like red card suspensions go away? Like
rarely. So like I was reading about this a little bit. A couple in the World Cup qualifiers, they allowed the player to play in the next match because but then they suspended him at a later match. So it happens once in a while. From what I've read, it's never happened in modern times in a World Cup, in a World Cup tournament going on. The qualifiers maybe, and sometimes like in like your league games, but generally I would say 95%, 98% plus, your red card stands and you're out the next game.
And you probably hardly ever see fights because of that.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because they know they know the damage to their team if they get a red card.
Right.
Now, when you're suspended the next game, your team still gets to play with 11.
Right.
They only play with 10 game that you're out.
But if you're a superstar, then
Yeah.
they're playing without their superstar.
That's right. So
what Trump did in this case by intervening is unusual.
Well, absolutely unusual for a political figure to intervene in a red card. I mean, generally, like your soccer federation will appeal, right? Like your national federation would do the appeal. It was really strange for President Trump to get involved. I think that was
Is
where
it
you
true
saw
he
the
threatened
outrage.
to bomb them?
FIFA or Belgium,
So
or the
Trump
ref.
got involved.
Trump got involved. According, there's this guy. His name is Gianni Infantino, and he's the head of FIFA. FIFA's just scandal plagued anyway,
Italian?
right? Good question. I don't know if he's South American or Italian. I'm not sure. But they're scandal plagued anyways. That just adds to it. And Infantino's been kind of like, he's the one who gave Trump the inaugural FIFA Peace Prize, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that.
right.
And like he's been to the White House a bunch of times. So like Trump said, yeah, I called him and it was unfair. And they said they would review it. And then he called me back and said, he's going to get to play. Now, Infantino, in his defense, I guess, says, hey, we went through the process. It's a independent and autonomous process. And he told the president that it has to work through the process. I think the amazing thing is that everybody that's involved in soccer was like, okay, well, they'll work through the process, but they're never going to get the appeal. That doesn't happen. And then, Balogun got to play. And honestly, because of the result, I'm glad that he got to play, because if he didn't, every American or people would say, like, and Trump included, be like, see, if they would have let him play, we would have won.
Right.
And the truth is, probably not.
And I saw a tweet from Belgium yesterday that said, overturn that.
Yeah. See, I'm sure. I mean, you want to talk about USA versus the world? In soccer yesterday, of any soccer fan in the world, it was USA versus the world. Because I guarantee you, everybody was hoping that they were going to lose after that red card got overturned.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was interesting. This was kind of this made me laugh. And it also, as a soccer fan, made me cringe, because everything he's saying, I was like, oh my God, he doesn't know the game. But this is just Trump being Trump.
So I saw the play, and I'm a person that loves sports and was a good athlete.
Oh my God.
And I understand sports really well. And that wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was two guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going. No, these were two great athletes that got tangled up, and this referee, who is a little bit suspect. If you check his past.
Oh
I
my!
don't want to say that because I don't like to create controversy.
Oh,
no,
my God.
never.
This
Yeah.
is amazing.
Very suspect. If you'd like, I'll provide you with the past.
Good, please
He made
do.
a call that nobody could believe. You know, even people on the other side, they say, "Oh, we got lucky. Wow, that's." And it's very interesting. They say they don't show them in slow motion, and I never realized that. I never heard of that before. That they're not allowed to review in slow motion because it's so different. Because you'll take one little quarter of a second and you'll see that a hand is touching a neck, or you'll see something. Whereas
Hand on
when
a
you
neck.
see it in fast motion, it will look like two guys collided, which is really what happened. They got sort of entangled. He didn't do anything wrong, and he's our best player or one of our best players, a very vital player. And he gave him a red card. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't think it meant much.
But I thought you were a
Then I
sports
started hearing
genius.
that means you can't play in the next game, at least in the next game. I
Look
said,
at
boy,
Ted
that's
Cruz.
a big, if it happened to another player, it would have been unfair. But when they take your best player, or just about, they have some great players, and they say you can't play, that's very unfair. That's, it's one thing to penalize somebody for the game, but how do you penalize them?
Do you want me to keep going?
So
Look at all these people standing behind him. He's
That's my
just
favorite
riffing
part.
on this
Yes.
for minutes.
That's my favorite part is watching their face. They're all like rolling their eyes, looking at each other like, this motherfucker still talking? Like,
And it's like the rule, like it's the rules of the sport. It's
Yeah.
basically like, boy, 3 strikes is pretty unfair.
Yeah,
like, why
right.
don't they get 4 strikes? I mean, he's out; he can't bat anymore. Like, that's pretty unfair. He has to go back to the dugout.
Yeah.
after 3
it's
strikes.
humiliating.
Yes, why didn't
does
he
he
give
have
him
to-
4 strikes?
Just let him go to first base.
I mean, the
Yeah.
pitchers have all the advantage. Why does he only get 3 strikes? I mean, it's like, dude, these are the rules of the game. It's a red card.
That was an incredible clip.
incredible. And so I thought also it just as you dig more into this,
I was great at sports.
I'm
I'm
a
not
great
sports.
athlete.
I didn't even know about the red card. I didn't know what it
but it
meant.
sure is unfair.
I really understand sports. Some say I understand sports the most out
Yeah.
of anybody.
Without
I was
a
an
doubt.
excellent athlete.
So a couple of funny things about this, right? UEFA, which is the European Federation of Soccer, basically. This is what they said: the decision to suspend the ban was wrong, and they said we express our disbelief at such an unprecedented, incomprehensible, and unjustifiable decision. Yesterday's decision crossed a red line when the certainty of rules is no longer guaranteed by its guardians. The integrity of the game is at stake, and the credibility of a competition is undermined. So very interesting. And I mean, don't get me wrong. When it happened, I was like, that shouldn't be a red card. I mean, it is what it is. Ref's decision, and you live with it, right? But Trump got it overturned, I think, for the best. Another thing that's very interesting about Fuller and Balogun, who is I love the guy, right? Great striker for the U.S. It's just ironic if you hear the story about his birth and why he was qualified for the U.S. He was also qualified for a couple other countries, but this is why. He had Nigerian parents who lived in the UK. Okay, so he was qualified for both the Nigerian and the English team if he wanted to play for them, and he would have made the team. But the reason he's qualified for America is his parents, who were living in London, were visiting New York. His mom was 7 months pregnant at the time. They wanted to go back to London. Her pregnancy was a little bit risky. They wouldn't let her go. He was born in New York.
No way.
Birthright citizenship. And back he went to London to grow up.
Get out.
Yes.
American citizen because he was born here.
Yes,
Like
those-
the Constitution says.
That's right. Thank you, birthright citizenship.
Thank you, founding fathers. We wouldn't have had our best player on our American soccer team.
He went back to the UK when he was 2 months old.
That's
So
funny.
this is thank you.
I wonder if Trump knew that.
I
We should
wonder
let him
too.
know.
Sometimes you can't write these things, can
Yeah,
you?
that's funny.
something. So
And there's, can we talk about this yet? Because I'm in a meeting today about we're probably doing something cool in Hammond for the final game, right?
Mhm.
Is this out yet?
not
Is this-
yet. We're still working on it.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
still working on
stay
it. So
tuned.
stay tuned. And there's a lot of, by the way, even though the U.S. is out, I know Mexico's out, I know Canada's out. There's so much good soccer left. Please continue to watch the World Cup. You're going to enjoy it.
Okay.
This is too right. America's 250 going well. This video.
Yeah.
you saw this.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
This is with the paraglider.
Oh,
Do I
yeah,
have
yeah.
this up?
Proud to be an American.
Oh,
You know, like this song gives me the BGBs because during boot camp they played it to punish us. Well, I'm proud to be an American. That song, I heard it a million times in boot camp, and they would mess us up.
And do like push-ups and
You were getting punished, running in place, doing push-ups, doing sit-ups, but they were screaming at you while they were cranking that music. I hate that song.
So I do want to say
and now the Republican Party has embraced it.
Yes, they have.
It's like every time they play it, I get flashbacks to PT. To
Is
my
that
military.
what was playing during this?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
So, John, before we
That's
play it,
loud.
I do want to mention that there is kind of a crash at the end here, but you'll see it. But I do want to say that we did. I did hear. I looked into it. The guy did recover, and he actually was flying.
Was
the next
skydiver?
day. Yeah, skydiver was skydiving the next day. But this is
that's
crazy.
good. Yeah.
This is crazy. So if you're watching, take a look at the big old flag he's got kind of hanging out of his butt. And,
You're
running.
not supposed to drag things behind you when you're skydiving.
Not usually.
Because it could get tangled and pull you down.
That could happen. So let's see what
Okay.
happens.
we got to talk a little bit so we don't get kicked off the air here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So be careful.
No copyright strike. We're just
No,
gonna talk
not at
here.
all.
Here we come.
Here
Here
it
it
comes.
comes. Here it comes. Yeah.
And it gets caught on the tree.
Stand up. Oh, shit.
No,
Not stand up.
dude.
That's the
Do the
funniest
end
part.
again, John. Go
Let me
to
do the end.
Yeah.
And I'll proudly stand up. Then he crashes. Oh, shit.
Dude. Brutal.
And the kid says, "Oh shit!"
Did he really?
Yeah, at the very end.
Dude, those tents are well put together. Like, when you hit that didn't feel good.
No, but I
guarantee you.
think it probably broke his fall a
It
bit.
probably did. He would have done a face plant right into the
I
ground.
mean, he literally
Went up for
went
that.
90 degrees. He was like going to land, and then the flag got caught in the tree, and it just like almost like a door hinge, and right down
Just
into the
pulled
tent.
him straight down. Damn, you're right, man. I think that thing saved his life, probably.
I think you're right. Wow. So I'm glad to hear he's back. It was just a little bit of a metaphor of the U.S. taking a dive on 250.
He didn't have to drag that flag behind
No,
him. His
I mean, it's
parachute.
pretty-
His
Is a
parachute
flag.
is a flag.
Yes. I mean,
It's like,
Thank
that
you,
was
Tom.
good enough, dude. You didn't have to risk your life for us.
well, and I thought it might drag as
I'm
he
surprised
landed.
he's not shooting off flare guns while he's doing it either, you know?
Red, white, and blue.
Straight up through his parachute.
Yeah, right. It's like, dude.
Happy 250.
Just jumping out of a plane is pretty impressive in itself. dude.
Agree.
You don't have to do all this other shit. So, God.
I'm glad he's okay. But
Yeah,
it was
me
a
too.
pretty funny video. When you watch it, you're
Dude,
like,
that's
oh my
so
God.
that's so true, Tom. It's like
Right?
It's like, dude, like it's pretty cool that your parachute's
Right?
a flag, and he's like, yeah, isn't it? And
Yeah,
then
but I'm
someone's
gonna
like, hey,
drag
you know
a
what's
flag
better?
too. And then I'm gonna have a Roman candle and I'm gonna shoot it at people when I'm going by, right? It's like, dude.
That's America.
Yeah,
For
that's
you.
America.
We gotta do it bigger and better.
Excess.
Excess. There you go.
Yes.
Excess.
Yeah. So, all right, thanks everybody. We love you all.
Yeah.
It was a great show. Corinne brought it. We brought it. Everybody brought it.
Yeah.
Thanks. So on Friday we got a guest, right, Kev?
We do. We have a guest lined up. I should probably have more information than I do right now, but I believe it's on our calendar.
Yeah,
It's
we'll share more.
Yeah, we're going to share more about that. Richard Fassam, Fassam. Richard Fassam's our guest. He's got a lot of international experience, and we're going to talk to him about the world. So
Nice.
It's going to be interesting. Thank you,
We
Steve,
can
for
ask him
lining it
about
up.
red cards and football.
Yeah, I bet he
Football
knows.
red cards.
I bet he
and
knows about him.
whether or not everybody hates us
Yeah.
anymore because of that. So
He's an international guest. right?
International guest.
So
All right.
our last international guest was the Swedish gentleman, and if he's anything like him, it's going to be quite a show.
I thought he was
on
Swiss.
Friday.
Yeah.
Swiss,
Yeah.
Swedish, whatever.
thanks to our chat. Thanks to everybody that makes this show so special. We love you all, and we're going to be back on Friday. We got 3 episodes left of this season, so let's hit all 3 and go out strong. Take care, everybody. Season 18, episode 19?
19.
20?
20 today.
20's in the books.
Wow.
We'll be back
Barely.
on Friday with episode 21. Take care, everybody. Lockpods out.